the conflicts that are in the provisions under Article 12 that we really need to study, and we really need to ask ourselves, is this what we want? What are we doing? What really are we doing? And we can go on perhaps later on in the presentation about owning land through inheritance. There's a lot of issues that we really, our group encourages everyone to really take time and read the section by section analysis of both the Article 12 as well as the covenant, because it's a document that is not what you heard said or what people think. It's written there, very clear.
Before we go into a break, I'd just like to reiterate one point in both English and tomorrow. Land given by our parents is for our salvation, not preservation. Afanya ilus imanya nata dis de antes esta pagun na praktikas ti mananay padgun tono alji manay enige decision niya ti mananay famagun tono para preservation ni prataatan na kada dia na kalan decoration ahi mananay famagunta tono para salvation niya. Por ejemplo, sa inaling niya si Maria Benanis na tono sa gwilas tinagaw yung mastat saga. Ani sige mo na matay sa ina, ani sige mo na finakchay si Maria sinadong kulut sinatsagan niya. Masang gingwahan ay ladang kulut tanon niya, padgun niya na nanon niya dyan taton niya, sinya benti habendi di, pero sadbagwi dyan familiar niya. Estige malago doon ang kumprendi. David itafanedjak umusa itanota, para salvation ta. Salvation is what we're looking for, because this is what traditional land conveyance is all about. For now, we'll just go for a 5-minute break. The Article 12 program will be featured every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30 for the next 4 weeks. Mark your calendar and be sure to watch the Article 12 programs on Tuesdays, July 27th, August 3rd, August 10th, and August 17th. The Article 12 team will also be conducting town hall meetings in various villages, and once we finalize the schedule, we will inform you accordingly. The Article 12 team has a pamphlet printed titled A Brief Summary, History and Provisions of Article 12. Stay tuned to this channel for more information on Article 12. You might discover that Article 12 team might have the same ideas as you on this issue. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you just join us, we have been discussing Article 12 of the CNMI Constitution. At this point, I'd like to ask Vince Seman to explain a little bit further what is under Section 805 and a specific issue that he needs to discuss so that we can come to a clear understanding of what this beast is all about. Vince, may I ask you to please explain that?
Thank you, John. One thing that we have to keep in mind when we're discussing Article 12 is everything has to be consistent with what's permitted under Section 805 of the Covenant. Section 805 of the Covenant is what authorizes the people, the CNMI, to restrict the ownership of land in the first place. And if you really look at what Section 805 provides, the three main reasons or justifications that it includes in the actual language is: one is recognizing the importance of land, two is the necessity to protect against exploitation, and three, to promote economic development and self-sufficiency. And one thing I kind of want to zero in on is that need to protect from exploitation, because I know that a lot of our people who support and wish to prolong the existence of Article 12, or their main argument, or one of their main arguments, is we need to protect ourselves from outsiders. We cannot lose our land. First thing that we need to make it clear is that regardless of whether you sell your land to a Korean, a Japanese, a Chamorro, or a Carolinian, once you sell your land, your land is lost. So, and I'm not for promoting the wholesale of land. I mean, I'm very much about protecting your land, protecting your resources, protecting your culture. But at the same time, you do have those families out there who have no choice, especially when it comes down to dire circumstances when land is their only asset. Nobody wants to say, oh, I need to, I want to sell my land. Those days are gone. And I think that I hope to think that we've learned from it. So what's going on now is we've done well to protect ourselves from external outside exploitation. Thanks to Article 12, back in 1986, when we were still a young people, in general, we were simple. We didn't have the sophistication. We didn't have the business experience to be able to make, fair land transactions. By all means, Article 12 played a very critical role. But 25 years is a long time where we have come into and grown into our own right as, equal citizens in this world economy, where we have the ability to make our own informed, educated decisions with what we're going to do for our land. And so what's going on now is that, not all the time, but enough times it makes me uncomfortable to sit back and watch, is that you have our own people taking advantage of our own people. And I think that's even a worse travesty than allowing an outsider to take advantage of our own people. We need to be looking out for ourselves. The whole intent of Article 12 is not to protect the land buyer. We need to keep Article 12 because land is cheap and I need to buy land. No, the intent of Article 12 is to protect the landowner. And we need to protect the landowner from both outside and internal exploitation from our own neighbors. If I need to go to the Philippines or to Honolulu for medical treatment, and it's going to cost me $100,000, and all I have is this piece of land that's worth $100,000. But because there are so few people with $100,000 who's NMD, I might be forced to sell it for $15,000, $20,000, maybe $30,000 if I'm lucky. But that's only going to cover my airfare my first few days. So that's really not the intent, and I think we're really abusing the intent of Article 12. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Let me just try to recap that in tomorrow. I pag-umana explain si Vince G. Esti parum bendi sino po na matkila tanong mo. Janginum bendi a fanelus ko Chamorro, Carolina, no sino no Americano, par Koreano na. Uno sen siguro gigunum bendi tayo ginanatonus na ginaon mo. Esta tizom mo. Y otro jangi para tafane gigunya pues ajwa i dididi na Chamorro sino Carolina ni mangay salapi dididi sinya fumahan ito no umugi oran necesidad mo. O jangi nun sede hogu gyote mo por un disponis ti na sinya lagwa sutem mo malala benamju emplo. Jangin ho pega geseta no bebendi lugatto guma jantano sagwa necesidad tu por asunto no hospital malongujo. Jangin ileleko 280 mil ne obebendiste. Mati Chamorro gi presente na reglamento de lengnya $80,000. Matu si yotru lengnya Koreano $280,000. Aji parum bende. Se pineleng muji $280,000. That's what you call top dollar. Now, you toru di tres na suntu sino quattro na suntu in discuti pagu manjelu na pupengin na. Every issue that we have discussed tonight, take a closer look at it, because everything is anti-culture, anti-tradition. Toru gefatan sa toru asunto kontra